I have a baseball.
It's time for a sing-along. Yay! It's yes, I'm gonna sing and then you'll repeat after me. I'll give a few examples. I'll sing, for instance, baseball bat. Yes. Obviously a sports fan. Baseball bat. Baseball bat. After a tsunami, all the furniture is wet. Baseball bat. Baseball bat. After a tsunami, all the furniture is wet.
Todd is going to equate a baseball to evolution. Todd Friel in this video is showing that he doesn't understand the terms that he is using. He just makes it out as if evolution and speciation are just words that have no meaning. Yet he's got the audacity to use Ray Comfort in his videos to prove his point. Yes, of course, we have a really good video that you might as well share on Twitter and in the realms of social media because it's going to be a good one.
I have a baseball. Is it possible over the course of time, luck, and chance, it could become a gospel ball, which you can also get at wretched.tv? And the answer to that is yeah, I guess so. This ball could become this ball. It is speciation.
Baseballs are made of hard chemical components that are not bound to evolution in the position that they are in while in the form of a baseball. Duh, Todd! Come on! Really?
A change in these species. But this baseball can never become this Chick-fil-A cow. We never see a change from one kind to the other.
You know, he's actually got a point when saying that you don't see kinds change from kind, because you know why? The word kind does not change from kind. It's a religious word with no meaning to reality, as it does not define species or taxonomic groups correctly. Even Google does not use the word to define taxonomic groups because it can't. Specifically cannot use the word to define taxonomic groups.
Ever.
Could you give me an example of Darwinian evolution, not adaptation or speciation, but a change of kinds?
These are changes of kinds.
They're still fish.
They're distinctly different.
I don't believe that P.C. Myers actually believes that the word kind directly defines taxonomic groups, because they don't. And I think he knows that. But, however, I do believe that he's stumping to Ray Comfort's level just to ease Ray Comfort into the understanding of evolutionary biology. However, I can understand where Ray Comfort's flipping out at the part where P.C. Myers tells him that kinds are not a true classification of the taxonomic group. Ray Comfort is a piece of shit, and P.C. Myers knows that.
We have thousands of examples.
Can you give me one?
I can give you thousands.
Just one.
For instance, I would say look at Lenski's experiments with bacteria then.
So what do the bacteria become?
The bacteria are still bacteria, of course.
That's not Darwinian evolution. That's not a change of kinds, is it?
It is a change. It is a change in the genetic makeup of the bacteria, which is
still bacteria. So what do the bacteria become?
A new kind of bacteria.
So it's still bacteria. There's no change of kinds. To summarize, the observable evidence that you give me for Darwinian evolution is bacteria becoming bacteria.
No, it is bacteria acquiring new metabolic capabilities.
You said before that There is lots of evidence for evolution. I just want one observable evidence for Darwinian evolution.
No,
just one.
But I gave you some. You don't want.
Not some, I want one.
Wait, you don't want that.
I want one. Yes, I do. I'm pleading with people.
You asked me to tell you. You asked me to tell you when I've watched one species evolve into another. Isn't that right?
No, one kind into another. There's 14 different definitions of species. So I want a change of kind.
When you're talking about kinds or change in families, you're actually talking about macroevolution. You're talking about...
This is ridiculous. Just like those flat earthers who say that the Earth from outer space is invalid because it's shot through a fisheye lens when they don't even know what a fisheye lens is. I'm sorry, but Ray has been given enough evidence. He should know better. Yet he doesn't.
Changes on the level that separate, say, cats from dogs.
Could you give me any examples of Darwinian evolution?
Well, when you say examples of that, then you have to sort of look at over a longer time frame.
It has nothing to do with faith. Faith is something that I have to, unseen, I have to believe in.
That's it, unseen. Look, do you believe evolution?
Of course I do.
Are you a believer in evolution?
Yes, I am.
When did you start to believe evolution?
I started to believe evolution when I started to think out for myself.
Is evolution a belief?
Well, you know something? Evolution is a thought process. Is coming to terms and checking out all the alternatives, like taking a look at the religion, man-made religions.
Let me ask you again: is evolution a belief?
No, evolution is, well, yeah, in a word, yeah, I could say it could be a belief.
When you say change of kinds, you mean the evolution of one species from another or to another? Yes, we have that in action, actually, in the Galapagos.
Could you give me one instance?
Yes, we have an example from a group of birds called Darwin's finches.
You take a look at the difference between the finches on the islands that all started out. I mean, that's very, very observable.
But that's not Darwinian evolution. There's been no change of kinds. What do the finches become?
They become genetically new and anatomically new, recognizably different species.
So they're still finches?
Well, of course, they're still finches, yes.
So they're not a change of, there's no change of kind.
Little birds that he had observed that...
What did they become?
Their beak shapes.
They're still birds.
Yes.
3 finches that turn into different types of birds based
They're
on
still finches.
Well, for example, Darwin and his study on evolution of the birds on the island that he went on to there.
Their beaks changed?
Their beaks.
They're still birds. There's no change of kinds. That's within the kind.
Just evolution on the beaks.
So that's called adaptation. It's not Darwinian evolution. There's no change of kinds.
It would appear that evolutionists need as much faith, more actually, than I do. Come here. This is a bull. This is a cow. I can imagine this becoming this. The problem is Darwinian evolution says this became that. Now, sort of as furry, but not really the same because they are different kinds. Evolution versus God. Get your copy. Really, you will want to watch this with the kids, Sunday school, maybe even in your classroom.
You know, I definitely think that I watched the review of Yahweh versus Evolution by Hugo and Jake, and I definitely think that their review of it is much more satisfying than Ray Comfort's movie. Well, that's the end of the shit show by Todd. If you liked my video, please share it. Also, if you wish to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Patreon, those links are in the description below, and smash that like button. Thank you, guys.